Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the RLM podcast. I'm so happy to be back with you all. This is your host, Eli Detter, and we are starting off, obviously, we're continuing Season 4 of the RLM podcast. Season 4 is growth, leadership, and adaptation. Because of the three main points we really want to focus on is specifically because I think those three things are very key in our lives, and I think at any age they are important to have available. You should be able to learn how to grow yourself and who you are. You should be able to learn how to lead others, but also learn how to be led. And you should also learn how to adapt into new situations and circumstances that you may come across in life. Because the truth is, quite simply, you're not always going to have the perfect circumstances that you want in life, and I think that's something that we all have to recognize, realize, and figure out how can we move on, and how can we, like I always say, how can we move on and how can we grow. Today it is just me in the studio. I was going to have someone else here, but that was not able to happen, so we're going to postpone that meeting till a later date. But for now, it is just me in here, and I just want to share some messages with you, as I always do. I come to this podcast ready to be able to share my messages with all of you guys, and I hope you all enjoy this episode, and I hope you all just sit back and listen. So thank you for taking the time out of your day and putting the podcast on, and thank you for all the support now and hopefully in upcoming weeks and months. So let's hop right into it. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend. I hope you all did some very fun things. I hope you got outside a little bit. I was able to hang out with my one buddy, Michael, and I went to a polo event. Went to the Lancaster Polo Club, and we watched polo for a couple hours. And we got some good food, saw a cool car show. Got to talk to some people about old antique cars. As you all know, PA is a very big car state, especially with antiques. It was really fun, and I enjoyed it. And there's something about that event that just made me kind of realize, like, this is the kind of thing I love doing, right? Because polo, like, I never watched polo a day in my life. It was not something I did often or ever really. And I just kind of sat there and I watched it, and I had fun. I drank food. I drank water and ate food and all sorts of stuff. Talked with my friend and stuff like that. And it was fun just to kind of sit there and just, watch, like, simply watch it. I didn't feel the obligation to do something, right? I didn't feel like the obligation to have to go out and talk to a bunch of people, right? It wasn't like it just wasn't something that I felt I needed to, it was something I could do and do happily. And I wasn't thinking about anything else. I didn't have anything I had to do that day. It was just so much fun. It was awesome. And I think that's something that we all should do at some point in our lives. Not specifically with polo, but get a friend or two, go out and do something that you've never done before, and have fun. I think that of all the things that we do in our lives, we should be able to recognize where we are in life, and we should be able to simply just do something and have fun. Not do something because, your loved one's doing it, or because all your friends are doing it, but something that maybe only one or two friends are doing, and you can just do it and relax, have fun, catch up with them, right? I think that oftentimes, and like I said, I'm very guilty of this, oftentimes we put so much planning, so much thinking into this when it can be simple. As a kid and as a teen now, I never really got invited to parties. I still don't really get invited to parties. It's just not. I think I was invited to 2 parties by my good friend Kaylee, but that was awesome. But I don't get invited to parties often, or I don't really get invited to hang out all the time. And if it is, it's a very specific group of friends, my close friends. I love them all. And I realized, because I'm the kind of person who wants to like plan all these things, right? And I realized sometimes it doesn't need to be more than just going out to a restaurant, eating dinner, or ordering pizza, getting some drinks, starting a fire in the backyard and just sitting around for 5 hours of our lives, eating pizza and sipping a Coke and talking about our lives. Simplicity in life is what I think we should all try and work towards. Above all else, is make your life not simplistic, but make your life simple. And at the very least, don't make it any more complicated than it needs to be. I think that's like the biggest mistake we make in this world, is that we take a situation and we make it so much heavier than it needs to be. And I don't understand why. I don't understand why we want to make our lives that difficult. There's a saying for that. It's a very common saying, at least for my parents. My dad says it all the time. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple, stupid, or KISS. There's no reason to make your life so out of whack and so crazy that you don't even enjoy what you're doing, something that you took all night to stay up planning it, and you now don't even enjoy doing it. There's no reason to make your life that difficult. Stick with the simple things. And while it's good to challenge yourself and go for things you don't know or don't understand, don't make it so where it's so complicated and convoluted that not even you understand what's going on. Get a control of your life. That's step one. Get control of your life. Before you try and control other people's lives, or what other people are going to be doing when it pertains to you, get control of your own life. 2, make a plan, make a good one. Make one that you can improvise on if you need to, but make a good plan. And 3, act on it. Act and execute. Be flexible at the same time, not giving up what the point is, not losing sight of the goal or the purpose. Because once you do that, then, right, what's happening? It's good to stay flexible at the same time, realizing there is a goal and a purpose of what's going on here, and we need to maintain that, while at the same time being flexible enough to realize that we can change. You gotta allow yourself to be flexible. You got to. Because if you allow yourself to stick into the same roles and the same positions all the time, you're going to get burnt out. You're not going to be happy about it. And at the end of it, you're going to be dragging your feet wondering, oh, what's next? What do I got to do now? Don't allow yourself to fall into that line of thinking. Don't allow yourself to fall into the, oh, what's next attitude. Oh, gosh, now I have to do this. Be excited about life. You're alive. What is there not to be excited? What is there not to be happy about? What in your life could you possibly have to not be happy about? And I understand some people are in situations where there are things not to be happy about, right? Some people are going through family divorces or separations. Some people are going through deaths and they're grieving. I understand that. I'm sorry. I truly have sympathy and empathy for you in that situation that you are in. But if you are in a situation in life where there is not anything significant like that is holding you back, you have no reason to be where you are. If you are in a state where you are just like, oh gosh, nothing's happy, nothing's fun or whatever, you have no reason for that. Furthermore, you're doing a disservice to everyone who legitimately does have a reason for it. You're doing a disservice to them, if you think about it. So when you go through things in your life, first, if you have something, even if it's simple, plan it. Figure out a plan, right? And be like, all right, we want to do this, and we want to do this. Maybe you don't have to come out with a full darned outline, every second of what you're going to be doing, but come prepared. Come prepared for your life. And this isn't just about friends hanging out. This is about school, work. This is about the important times in your life where you're going to need to plan what's happening. I think that is that's one of the things I want to talk about is planning. You got to plan. Now, with the school you're starting, there's a couple other things I want to bring up and hopefully poke around in your mind here. You guys all are in a time in your lives. I mean, you guys are in school. Some of you are teachers, I'm sure, that are listening to this. Some of you are administrators. But you all are in a spot where you are surrounded by people of your community for anywhere from 5 to 6 hours a day, maybe even 8 hours a day. You enter that school, you're a community. You enter that work building, you are in a community. You're part of a community working together, generally just to do the same thing, right? Everyone in the school is working together to learn more, to grow more, to be better people and students and teachers and administrators. You're all working to better yourselves. So make that your goal. When you walk into the school, make that your prime purpose of walking to that school is to become a better student, right? If you're a student. If you're a teacher, your prime goal is to become a better teacher. Now, obviously, I can't tell you how to become a better teacher because I'm not one. But I can definitely say there probably are always ways to improve, right? There are probably always things that can be done better. No one's ever going to get it right perfectly. There's always going to be somewhere to improve, somewhere to get better. So I don't want you guys to think, oh, I don't know how to get better. Eli, how do I get better? I can't tell you. The truth is, I can't tell any of you how to get better at this stuff. That's not something I want to tell you. That's not something I can tell you. You got to just go for it. You got to go for what you don't know sometimes. Sometimes you got to strike for the things you don't know, but definitely don't do that until you've mastered the things you know, right? It's like the song, right? Don't go chasing waterfalls if you aren't good with the lakes and the rivers, right? Don't go chasing the things that might hurt you. Don't go chasing the things that might absolutely ruin your career if you're not comfortable with the small things first. Get comfortable with the small things and then get comfortable being uncomfortable. Right? Get comfortable with the simple things, the simple tasks in your life. Get comfortable with those. Right? Make sure you know what you're doing. You know how to do it. You know how to do it well. And then you can go for the big stuff in life, the stuff that intrigues you, the stuff that wakes you up when you think about it. It riles your blood. Never allow yourself to fall into the line of thinking that you have to stick to the same routine, right? No. Live a little. Have fun with it. There's no need to sit back in your life and just be, woe is me. I can't do this. I can't do that. I don't know how to do it. Well, if you don't know how to do it, how are you ever going to learn if you don't just do it? Gosh, I feel like I'm a walking commercial right now. Just do it. There's no reason to not. What in the world is holding you back, right? I know there's definitely stuff every single one of us sitting right now has something in our lives that we could literally just be like, all right, we have something in our lives. We know we can do it. It's not impossible. We just got to do it. It might suck for a little bit. Yep, might be a little difficult. Might suck, absolutely. But we're going to do it. Why? Because there is nothing to stop us. And if there are people who are going to talk us down and people who are going to try and shut us down, ignore the crap out of them. There is no reason to give them a single inch more than they've taken. Never let other people's perception of you stop you from being who you are. Worry about how you view yourself before you worry about how that person next door thinks about you. Worry about how you feel about yourself before you worry how the girl walking down the hall staring at you feels about you. Right? The people chuckling behind their hands when you walk by. Don't worry about them. No, they don't matter. Not in the sense that they don't matter as human beings, but they don't matter right now in your situation. They are not the focus. You need to focus on yourself sometimes. Doesn't mean be selfish. Doesn't mean be self-entitled and self-centered. It means focus on yourself, pay attention to yourself, love yourself. Yeah, love yourself. I think that's what we all need to do. We all just need to love ourselves. And gosh, what would happen then, right? We might all be happy if we just loved ourselves. What in the world are you waiting for? You got a whole life ahead of you. Live it. Don't wait for it. Live it. There's nothing stopping you. There's nothing you got to wait for. If you want to chase your goals, live them, achieve them. Don't let your dreams stay dreams. Turn your dreams into the goals. We say we're chasing dreams. Stop chasing your dreams, I'm going to say, and start chasing your goals. Start achieving your goals. Achieve your goals and you'll never have to chase your dreams again. Never. Let your dreams be something that happen when you sleep. Don't let your dreams be something that happen when you're awake. Because if you're dreaming and you're awake, son, it's time to die. And not in the sense that it's time for you to die, but in the sense that maybe it's time to kill that dream. And realize that unless you do something about it, that dream is not going to go anywhere. It's not going to do anything. It's going to fester in the darkness. And when you finally go and try for it, the opportunity will have passed you. Don't let these opportunities in life slip by you. Take ownership of your life. Take control of your life. And live your life happily and to the fullest. And by happily, for lack of a better word, I use the word happily. In reality, I mean contented, peaceful. Be okay with yourself sometimes. Fail a couple times, but learn from it. Right? Don't allow yourself just to fall from the highest cliff just so you can lay there. You fell from the highest cliff. Now it's time to make the biggest comeback. It's time to climb that cliff all over again. You might fall again. Notice that. You might fall again. But now you know how you pick yourself up. Don't ever let yourself down. That's something I'm afraid of. More than letting other people down, it's letting myself down. Live your lives, kids. Yep, I realize I'm still a kid. But damn, I hope I'm living my life. I think I am. I feel that I am. Probably ways I could do it better, for sure. Definitely. But at least I'm trying. At least I'm doing something. I refuse to sit by idly and let my life slip by me. And I hope you would not do the same. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening to this podcast. This is a shorter one. I simply just wanted to share those things with you guys. Again, thank you all for the support you give this podcast. I really appreciate everything that's been put in by all the people, by Harrison Ott, by my buddy who started it, Stephen Pitts, out wherever you are out there. Hope you're listening. But wherever you are, Godspeed to you. Thank you for helping me create what has become the greatest project in my life. There's many other people I can thank for this. My buddy Evan Haynes. There's a couple other people, but for lack of I don't want to get too emotional right now, so I'm gonna just say that everyone who has helped, everyone who has been on this podcast, I truly thank you. You have helped me, and I hope that there was some way I helped you, and if there wasn't, let me know. To all you listeners out there, this RLM podcast is available on many different platforms. On Spotify, on YouTube, on iHeartRadio, on Apple Podcasts. Whatever your way of listening to it is, I hope you can listen. I hope you can share it. I hope you can take the words that are said on this podcast and use them to help you in your own life. I hope I have in some way helped you all to become better versions of yourself. Never stop growing. Never stop wanting to grow. Never stop being who you are. Thank you for listening. This has been awesome. And I will see you all some other time back here, right here on this podcast. Hopefully next time it is with a guest. But even if it isn't, I'm just going to keep pumping out these episodes, and I hope you all keep listening. Thank you all very much. I am Eli Detter, the Phantom Phoenix, and it is time for me to sign off.